Welcome back to Next Gen Motors, and today we are getting behind the wheel of the 2026 Renault Kwid EV, exploring everything from the look and feel to the numbers, what it delivers, and whether it's worth your attention. Imagine sliding into the driver's seat as we walk around the car, sink into the cabin, press the accelerator, check the range, and finally decide whether this is the electric hatchback that can change the game in the budget EV segment. Let's begin our journey. Exterior. As you approach the Kwid EV from the front, one of the first things you notice is the clean, closed-off grille, the kind you expect on modern EVs, and that Renault badge front and center. The grille houses the charging port in some markets, which gives a seamless, purposeful look. Above it, slim LED DRLs, daytime running lights, follow a sharp pattern, paired with projector-style headlights tucked in somewhat, with fog lamps or accent lights placed lower, giving the front end character. The hood has minimal creases, clean lines flowing down to meet the closed grille and the bumper, which features small aerodynamic touches. The front fascia strikes a balance between being friendly and futuristic, not overly aggressive but definitely more modern than many ICE hatchbacks in this price range. There's also a bit of body cladding and styling elements borrowed from larger Renault crossovers and SUVs, especially in the lower bumper and wheel_arch areas, giving it rugged, urban crossover vibe even though it is compact. Glancing down the side, the proportions are typical of a city hatchback but with updated styling cues that signal this is a new era. The wheelbase is stretched just enough to give reasonable interior space for its size, and the roofline slopes gently towards the rear. The side mirrors, or ORVMs, are mounted to give good visibility, sometimes with integrated turn indicators. There is body_cladding along the bottom edges of the doors, and the wheels steel or optionally alloy are modestly sized, likely 14" or so. Optimized more for cost and comfort than outright sporty feel. Windows are fairly large, giving passengers in the back a decent view, and there's often a slightly upright glass house, which helps with light and visibility inside. The lines are simple, not overcrowded with creases, but there is a sense of modern minimalism complemented by cytochrome or gloss black highlights depending on trim. Door handles, beltline, and side skirts are well integrated, striving to keep visual weight under control. Turning around to the back, the tail end reinforces the EV identity without going overboard. The taillights are often LED or have LED signature elements, using split or connected patterns that mirror the front in styling. There may be a gloss black or accent trim connecting the lights, or at least a continuous visual line for cohesion. The rear bumper is styled with a protective skid look or body cladding to reinforce robustness, even though underneath it's still a smaller urban vehicle. The rear windshield with wiper keeps practicality, and possibly a spoiler or lip at the top for subtle aero benefit. There is no exhaust, of course electrica, but the styling suggests symmetry. Badging for Kwid EV or E_Tech or whatever local suffix is present is clean, and rear reflectors or small reflectors are set low for visibility. The trunk hatch opening is user_friendly. Hinges are gas stays that let you access cargo with ease. The back feels purposeful and nicely finished for its price, giving that sense you are driving something that is more than just basic transport. Interior. Step inside, and the contrast with the exterior is immediate. Seats are designed to be comfortable for urban driving, often fabric upholstery, with contrast stitching or modest accent trims depending on variant. Front seats may have adjustments, decent bolstering given the price category. The cabin layout focuses on maximizing interior space via light colors in some trims to enhance sense of room, good headroom, especially since roof slope is modest. Rear seats can accommodate 2 adults decently for short journeys. 3 might be tight in width, but children or shorter adults will be fine. Materials are mixed, soft touch where it matters, plastics elsewhere, but Renault seems to have improved fit and finish in recent spy shots and testing. There will be a digital driver's cluster of 7" anticipated at displaying speed, battery charge, range estimate, warnings. Center of dash is a touchscreen infotainment system, approximately 10" in many reports, with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, phone connectivity, perhaps wireless in higher trims, air conditioning, or climate control in higher variants, USB ports, sound system adequate for typical usage, sometimes height-adjustable steering wheel, storage bins, possibly front trunk storage depending on design, and a reasonably sized boot that compares well among entry EVs. Cabin is quiet when driving thanks to electric drivetrain, some road and wind noise at higher speeds, but overall comfort is good. Performance. Under the hood and under the floor lies what matters. Performance and range. The Kwid EV is reported to have a battery around 26.8 kWh lithium_ion in many markets, giving a claimed range of about 220-225 km on a single charge under normal mixed driving for the higher variant. There may also be 2 motor options, a lower power variant around 44 horsepower, a 33 kW, with the work around 125 Newton meters, and a higher one about 64 horsepower, a 47_48 kilowatts. In other trims, acceleration is modest. The lower version won't be fast, perhaps in the teens for 0_100 kilometers per hour, while the higher one may manage closer to mid_teens, say under 14 seconds, depending on conditions. Top speed is likely limited if, for example, around 100_110 kilometers per hour in many cases, enough for highway cruising but not for performance chasing. Charging times are decent. AC home charging, 7 kilowatts, may require several hours for full charge. DC fast charging, a 30 kW, lets you go from 20% to 80% in roughly 45 minutes in many reported cases. These numbers place the Kwid EV as strong for city use or short intercity hops, less so for very long highway stretches unless you stop and wait. When we talk about pricing, things get interesting. In India, expected X_showroom pricing is somewhere in the ballpark of a *17_8 lakh up to maybe a *19 lakh depending on variant, features, and taxes. It positions the Kwid EV directly against competitors like the Tata Tiago EV, MG Comet EV, Citroën NX3, and maybe others in different markets. In other countries, the price will vary, and local charges, import duties, incentives will make a big difference. For example, in South Africa, some estimates put it at around 136,000 South African rand in certain reports for base trims. What this sketch tells us is that Renault is aiming for affordability, value for features, and making EV ownership accessible to first_time EV buyers or city commuters. Calling back to what we saw, there are pros and cons. On the plus side, very competitive price, modern styling, good standard tech, adequate range for city usage, faster charging than older EVs in this category, and interior comfort that's better than very basic EVs. On the downside, performance is not brisk. High_speed highway driving could get noisy or range could drop faster. Charging infrastructure matters, so DC fast charger may not be everywhere. Also, depending on variant, some safety features or driver_aid tech may be limited or optional, and features like interior material quality may lag what premium brands offer. Also, if you push the car hard or carry heavy loads, the real-world range may drop significantly versus the claimed figures. In my view, the 2026 Renault Kwid EV is a very compelling package for what it aims to do. If your daily driving is city_based, stop_start traffic, short hops, then this EV could save on fuel, maintenance, and provide a fresh driving feel. It won't satisfy someone used to strong performance or long road trips without frequent charging, but for its target audience, it delivers a lot of value. For people prioritizing affordability, decent range, modern features and minimal running cost over outright speed, this car hits many of the right notes. Thank you for watching this depth dive here at Next Gen Motors. If you like this review, hit the like button, subscribe so you don't miss future EV reviews, and leave a comment. Which variant of the Kwid EV would you go for, the lower cost one, or the one with better performance and more features? Also tell me what you care more about, range, price, or tech inside. Until next time, stay charged, drive clean, and keep pushing forward.